right, Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rekah Kodash. Double honor to the other apostle, great millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Most High's man in the four corners of the earth to push this word of sincerity and truth. Shalom to the sisters that support and subscribe wholeheartedly to the message of deliverance and salvation of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It's your brother Banyamyan from GMS, Mississippi. Today I have an in-transit video, quick topic, just going into, and maybe twofold through the spirit, going into confusion of faith, Israelites, and preaching the word etiquette. And these two go hand in hand because how the Lord set it up in these last days with other brothers coming in that may have the likenesses or the appearances of other nations, not what so-called Americans would be used to, or not what the so-called South Americans would be used to, not whatever landmass that you're currently upon is something that is foreign to you, because all of your life you've been surrounded by what you've been surrounded by. So you're accustomed, and your mind and way of thinking is built and programmed solely upon that. But as you grow spiritually and you mature spiritually, things are newly bestowed upon you, bestowed upon your spirit. And that's one thing when it comes to Israelites that have been scattered, and their seeds and their lineages have been intermingled and mixed with the seeds and the lineages of these other nations, right? So, you know, on the highways and the byways, it's inevitable to cross an Israelite who has the appearance of an Edomite. On the highways and the byways, it's inevitable to cross a dark-skinned individual who has the characteristics and the features of a Hamite or a true African. It's inevitable. But at the end of the day, you got to try these spirits by the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And you can't be too rash with your tongue, because at the end of the day, it's all about preaching the Most High's word. And it was the spirit I was just listening to. I finished watching the video from Elder Apostle Ariam Lab, and he was going into that pretty much highways and byways etiquette, but he entitled the video just preach the word, because ultimately that's what it's all about. The glorifying of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, prophesying the end, prophesying current events, future events, and teaching the world judgment, showing the world that judgment is going to come, you know, because when you preaching, you can put yourself in the prophet's state of mind. When they prophesied in boldness, and when they spoke as though it was the oracles of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Because with that authority, they made a proclamation that those things and those words that they read and they regurgitated through speech were going to ultimately come to pass. And that's what it's all about. It's not about going tit for tat for individuals in the world. It's not about bringing out flaws of people that pass by you, you know, or mimicking or mocking, taunting individuals for whatever purpose may be. Now the scriptures say to make your face hard against their face. Now that's one thing, but you know, kind of childish or immature jokes and, you know, different things of that nature. You know, things are gonna happen. You know, this isn't, oh, you know, it's a bashing session, but it's just to be mindful that ultimately it's all about preaching the word, because you can prophesy the end is gonna come until the cows come home, man. Really, you know. It doesn't have to get personal. It doesn't have to bring, you know, bring forth emotionals because you had a crappy week, and then now you're gonna find bystanders that are, you know, bystanders that are walking by, and you're just gonna let them have it, because now you're using the word as your shield to be carnal and to be spiritually immature. And that's not what this platform is all about, because the platform and that high seat is where Yahweh Shem Shah belongs. We're nobodies. And it's a blessing that the Lord even gave us this knowledge. And then it's even more of a blessing that the Lord trusted us with being ministers of his word. So we have to take it very, very seriously. So no horse playing on the job, so to speak. You know, horse play when Esau's your boss. When a so-called white man comes on the scene, when that general manager, that site manager, when that CEO pops up, all things are intact and all things are in order in the workplace. Out of all other days, those days, people have their so-called S together, you know what I mean? So it's the same way with the word, but we have to practice that on a day-to-day basis. Not just on the highways and the byways, not just upon when we think higher-ups are around. And by higher-ups, I'm talking about leaders of your camps or men that you hold of high esteem. It has to be constant. It has to be a lifestyle thing. You know? Hey, because even going into, oh man, you're an Edomite, blah, 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 you white, you're a cracker, you're going into slavery. That person could be an Israelite. That doesn't mean give everybody a pass. You know, that's not what that means. But keep it scriptural, because the scriptures are gonna reveal all persons' true intentions, regardless. Right? As it's written in the book of Hebrews, it says what? That the word of Yahweh Shem Shai is sharper than any two-edged sword, cutting asunder, you know? It pierces individuals. So they can get cut to the heart by just hearing the word. If they're a true Edomite, start going into the judgment that is set before them for Esau, Edom. Right? If they're claiming to be of Cherokee and Indian descent and Irish this and Greek that and blah blah this and blah blah that, start going into those judgment scriptures. Now when they start bucking up against it, that's when you try their spirit. But it's all about keeping it scriptural and keeping it spiritual. You know? Hey, because it's not a playground session. It's not a hangout time. It's serious business. It's the work and our true labor of love. Because we work in seriousness 5 to 6, 7 days a week in this system, in our so-called jobs. And so we have to take the work and the bidding of Yahweh Shem Shah very seriously. Because we're bidding those that are seeking and those that are lost to the marriage and supper of Yahweh Shem Shah. So the way that we handle the Lord's word is very serious. Because you never know if you're placing a stumbling block before somebody based upon your speech and how you come at them. The scriptures say, if at all possible, be at peace with all men. So you can't walk around as a tyrant throughout the planet Earth and expecting peace to be upon you. It's not going to happen. Now you're just tempting the Lord because you being a tyrant in your day-to-day life. In the back of your mind, the Lord got me. The Lord got me. No, you're not being wise. And the Lord's going to let something happen to you that's going to hump you and bring you down to size and knock you back to reality. So before that bad befalls you, just take heed and kind of switch it up. You know? Hey, because that stuff sucks, man. Hell sucks. Persecution sucks. Getting locked up sucks. Being hated of all men's sake, so to speak, sucks. But if it's for the word, it's for a good cause. But if you bring it upon yourself, then you need to do some soul searching and switch it up. Because there are two types of hell that you can catch. The hell that the Lord places upon you through chastisement, and then that hell that you bring upon yourself from not walking wisely in the world. So you got to pray constantly that the Lord places continual wisdom, knowledge, and understanding before you. It makes it open and plain and clear unto you. Because they could be sitting right next to you, but have you taken heed to it? Has the Lord allowed you to even be able to consume it? It's a big difference. To know to do good and do it to not, that's sin according to the scriptures. That's when evil comes according to the scriptures. You know? So jumping back and kind of touching upon the confusion of face Israelites that are coming in, that's why the Lord set it up for it to be so as we started vastly approaching the end. Because that's going to be a stumbling block until a lot of individuals who call themselves Israelites, and it's going to be a stumbling block onto those who deemed us the black Hebrew Israelites. Because there's no longer just so-called dark-skinned brothers in the Lord's ministry. You got dark-skinned brothers, light-skinned brothers, very, very, very light-skinned brothers, so-called brothers with Asiatic appearances, so-called brothers with the appearances of the Hamitic people, so on and so forth. And don't fret. That's nothing, you know what I'm saying, to bash your brother about either, you know. A brother with pale skin, you know, he had a big beard and he may have straight hair, whatever the case may be, you know. Don't call the brother Cesare Borgia, you know. Because at the end of the day, our brothers with the confusion of face appearances, you know, they're ashamed of that. They don't want to look like that, you know. And for those brothers that do look like that, continue to use this world and not abuse it, man. Pray that the Most High just continues to be in your favor, man. And pray for strength to constantly endure. Because truth be told, that's almost a double ticket, because you're able to tiptoe around. Now the curses are going to follow you everywhere you go, but it still helps at the end of the day in certain circumstances and situations. As it is written, use this world, but it's not abusing it. So it is what it is. You know? Because I was touching upon that, just going into the highways and the byways conduct. Just preach the word. Just simply put. You know? We don't have to go on attack and a rampage upon people that are passing by. Because they already make the truth evil. Because scriptures say that they hated him that rebuketh in the gate. So we already off on a bad foot, because the world hates us because we're speaking uprightly. And then to add on to that, you know, if you're young in the spirit, or if you're being controlled by your emotions that day that you're speaking, now you're being what they would call belligerent. Now you're deemed belligerent, uneducated. Get the cops calling you for what do they call it? Disorderly conduct. All types of things can transpire. People can lie on you. That's why the scriptures say that a soft answer turns away wrath. I know we always say, yeah, we're not choir boys up here, this, that, and the third, but it's all about preaching the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know? Because we don't go out there on the highways and the byways to pick a fight. Physical, you know what I'm saying, hand-to-hand combat. We go out there to fight with this word. Right? Go out there to swing that sword, prophesy this downfall, proclaim judgment throughout the earth, and push that righteous vibration out there. That's what's most important. Hey, because the time is going to come, and that time is going to come very soon and very speedily, to where there's going to be a famine of the word, and we're not going to be able to go out there on the highways and byways anymore. So cherish it, take advantage of it, and take it serious. So as I close, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, His Son, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and the Holy Spirit. And Shalom to all the brothers out there that are pushing the Most High's word in sincerity and in truth. Double honors to the true leaders of the nation of Israel in these last days. Great Millstone, the elder apostles of Great Millstone. All right? Because they have the truth, man. GOCC doesn't have the truth. ISUPK has some truth. IUIC has some truth. But at the end of the day, the Most High set up and established the men of Great Millstone to have that 100% pure doctrine. No additive, no preservatives, just 100% raw truth. And that's what it's all about. Until next time, it's your brother Banyamyan. Shalom.